Hey, welcome back to 508's Garage, and today we're not in the garage again because we are out here in the woods camping. Actually, not really. It started raining. We didn't want to go out camping, but I still wanted to cook what I wanted to cook. So now I'm going to do it here in the back deck. Now, what's the one thing that kids all over the place really want for dinner all the time? Well, pizza comes to mind. So we're going to make a pizza out of our Dutch oven. Now this is something you can go to any camp out and have. It's not exactly something that you're going to carry on your back and carry in, but it does work out. So what are the things you're going to need to cook pizza out in the woods? Well, one thing you're going to need is a Dutch oven. Got a 12-inch Dutch oven right here. Nice and seasoned, nice and broken in. Also, you're going to need charcoal and chimney. I have that right here. I've already started getting my coals ready. And what you're going to do is light the coals and actually make sure that they are white. Now, when they are black, they're not fully lit yet. You want to make sure that they are white because then they are ready. I try to stay away from match light. I always try to get the Kingsford non-match light. It starts pretty well, so you don't need all that extra chemicals, because if you don't burn all that off and you put it on your Dutch oven, it actually seeps into the metal. You don't really want that. So yeah, it doesn't help when it's raining and we're underneath the deck here, but it's okay though. One other thing that I do have here is this right here is a tub. It's an overflow for a hot water tank. I just kept that around. I use it in some other videos. I keep it around specifically for this purpose. I am sitting here on the back deck when the wind's blowing, but I'm not worried about burning the deck because I have this piece of metal. There's enough air underneath it so that it will not burn. So what else we're going to need? Well, we're going to need ingredients, right? Well, first thing you want to do is grab some dough, right? A couple ways of doing this is actually making your own dough. It's simple little ingredients with some flour, some eggs, and flour, water, baking soda, all that type of stuff. Yeah, sure, bring whatever you want. I'm going to go a little bit easier this time, and I'm going to use croissants. Now, the croissants is actually going to crisp up, and it's also going to fluff up a little bit to be able to get a good pizza and a good crust. So we're going to try that. I do have 2 rolls because it's a 12-inch Dutch oven, and I want to make sure that it covers everything. So I got my crust. Well, go out there and just get whatever sauce that you like. And what I have here is a small thing of spaghetti sauce that I made up the other night. It's just leftovers. It's got some chunks in it, but that's okay. We're making pizza. It's going to be good. So we need sauce. Of course, you're going to need cheese. Now, I would actually prefer to grade my own mozzarella, but this stuff works great, and you can just throw it in your cooler and take it out there on your campsite. Now, of course, you're going to need some toppings. This particular one, I'm only going to use pepperoni. Now, this particular pepperoni is a turkey pepperoni. I love turkey pepperoni. I think it tastes better, personally. It's not greasy, it doesn't get everywhere, and it is really good to use. So anyway, we're just going to do a simple little pepperoni and cheese pizza. So, first thing we want to do is get our coals right. They're almost there. Get a little shake. There we go. All right, so the coals are almost ready. Once they are ready, I'm going to show you what to do to your Dutch oven to get things ready. So come on back in about a half a second, editing time. All right, so I got on my coals. They're pretty much white. They're not quite white. So what I did was I poured everything down onto my grate, and now I'm picking out all of the ones that still need a little bit more time to get going. Now, when you were cooking a pizza over on a Dutch oven, you really want to hit a lot more coals on top than you do the bottom. And the reason for that is that you want to be able to cook the toppings. You don't want to burn the bottom and make it too crispy. So we are going to put more coals on top than on the bottom. Now, usually I don't really care about how many coals we have, but pizza is not like a soup and stuff like that. It has to be very precise, or else it's not going to cook all the way through. So I'm going to follow the directions and set up. I have 33 coals in here. I have a 12-inch Dutch oven, so I'm going to have 33 coals. Yes, this is how scientific it gets down to. So what I'm going to do is actually have 11 coals on the bottom. I'm going to put my Dutch oven on there and heat it up. And then I'm going to put 22 coals on the lid once I get everything set up. So I'm going to take all my black ones. That still needs a few more minutes because I can have them into my chimney while I am setting up my other. So yeah, let me get 11 coals. So we're going to spread that out and make sure, whoops, it's going to get all the way around. I'm going to take my Dutch oven and I'm going to set it on top. Alrighty. So my Dutch oven here, I just used it last weekend, I think it was, but it is pretty well seasoned. But just in case, I'm just going to put a little bit of grill spray in there just to make sure. I don't really want this stuff to stick. It shouldn't stick. It's pretty well seasoned, pretty well used. Should be in good shape, but just want to make sure. So some other things that you can do is actually put parchment paper down. They do have Dutch oven paper, basically, that fits in here perfectly, and you can put it on that. It does help with your cleaning. But to me, what's the point of having a Dutch oven if you're going to put a barrier between your food and that cast iron? I don't understand it. But most people like to do it, and that's totally fine. Go ahead and do that and have fun with it. I'm just not going to do it. So what we're going to do here, this right here is actually heating up. All right, so got to get your dough out. So the one thing about these is that kids love them. Give these to a bunch of scouts or your own kids, and they're going to love peeling this off and watching it pop. We might be able to do this with one, but we'll see. There we go. All right, so these are perforated. Don't have to worry about it. Might cut it in half just to make it easier. There we go. Cover the bottom with our dough. That is heating up right nicely. And to be honest with you, I should have the pan a little bit hotter, but it's a little cold out here, and I kind of mismeasured that. But try to get that up to temperature, and it will crisp up the bottom really nicely. So I'm just going to take some sauce. Now this sauce here actually has chunks of tomato. It also has beef. Oh, I can hear the sizzle. It's got a bunch of goodness. It's going to be chunky, but that's okay. I like it chunky. I like it big. Sorry, my kids have been watching movies this weekend. I believe that was Madagascar, I think. What do you think, camera girl? Was that Madagascar? 2, I think?
Maybe.
Okay. We got confirmation. At least we got a maybe. Okay, so that's all we're going to need for this. Yeah, pretty good. Actually, that's really good. That's a lot of garlic. Awesome. Okay, so what else you need for pizza? Well, obviously you need cheese. Some people don't have cheese on the pizza. I think they're crazy. Love me some cheese. All right, so throw some cheese on there. Sprinkle. Close it up. You don't want bugs in it. Of course, I said we wanted pepperoni, so I'm going to put some pepperoni on there. The only problem with having turkey pepperoni on the trail, you end up eating a lot of it. I'm really glad. Okay, so we basically got our pizza done. Now, we'll put a lid on, take our remainder of our coals, and stick it on top. All right, so now, cook time. This is gonna be very easy. You just let it sit there. Try not to open up the lid. Every time you lift up that lid, all the hot air gets out. So what we're gonna do is about every 5 minutes, I'm gonna take my tool. You got this guy right here. This is open up your lid and also to pick up your Dutch oven while it's scorching hot. So what I'm gonna do, about every 5 minutes, I'm gonna set my watch to it. I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna rotate it, 1/4 of a turn. So by the time I'm finished, this will be 4 turns. So it should come all the way back to the very beginning. Once I turn that, I'm gonna turn the lid the opposite direction. Just so I wanna do that. So anyway, so I'm gonna wait 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna turn it, and then I'm gonna also turn the lid. Another 5 minutes, do the same thing. And what that's gonna do is that if I have more coals on this side, or maybe this side has hotter coals than that side, it's going to cook evenly all the way around. All right, so this should take about 20 minutes or so to actually cook. Check it at about 17, 18 minutes. Just lift open the lid just a little bit to be able to see whether or not it is cooked all the way. So anyway, come back in 5 minutes and I'll show you how to turn it. All right, editing magic. It's been 5 minutes. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to lift this up. I'm going to rotate it. As my buddy Dave would say, a quarter of a turn. And then I'm going to take my lid and I'm going to rotate it. There we go. The opposite direction. Why do I put it the opposite direction? I don't know. It's just what I want to do. Anyway, 5 more minutes. Do it again. 5 more minutes. Do it again. Just like I said, about what, 5 times already. So hopefully you get it. So I'm going to come back in roughly 15 more minutes. And I'm going to check it and see how it is cooking. So see you in 15 minutes. All right. So it's been about a little more than 20 minutes. And I've been spinning this thing around like a ballerina. One going one way, one going the other way. Again, because that's what I want to do. So let's check, see what we have. It smells good anyway. All right, ready? First time opening it. Hopefully it's good. Oh yeah. That looks good for camp out pizza. Fantastic. All right, so now I'm going to get the coals off the top so it'll stop cooking it so much. And then I'm going to take care of my fire here, douse with water so it doesn't start the house on fire, which is a very good thing. And if I'm out in the woods, you don't want to start the woods on fire because I need a place to camp and have a place to cook some Dutch oven cooking. So anyway, this is a really quick thing. Camping pizza is the easiest thing to do with a Dutch oven. All the kids really love it. The only problem that you get, it doesn't really feed a lot of people. So if it's just you and one other, maybe 2 kids and you, okay, it might be enough, but you might need a couple of Dutch ovens. And if that's the case, then you stick coals on the top, stick it on that, stick another one on top, coals, Dutch oven, coals. You can stack these up to the moon and cook them all. That's one great thing is about the Dutch ovens. I only have one, so I can't show you that, but it is a fantastic piece of equipment. And not only that, I didn't use any power. I didn't use any dishes. I haven't used anything. Just got this. It's awesome. Anyway, check out some of the other cooking episodes. They are actually pretty good. I got a couple more in my head that I want to try that I haven't tried, but they should be good. I hope they're good, and I hope you enjoy them. So anyway, hope you come back and find some more awesome recipes, and hopefully we'll be in the woods next time. Because the last few times it's been raining, or it's been cold, or it's been canceled, or it got too dark, or whatever. I'm full of excuses, but I'm all out of time. So get out there, grab your Dutch oven, cook some pizza, and make your kids happy. Later.